TLuvtalks. 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 Family. Let's get into it. Welcome again to another episode of TLuvtalks. Mr. T-Love himself. Let's jump in, family. Let's jump in. We got to talk about you know what and you know why. DWade. We got to talk about his son, man. Zion+Wade, man. We got to speak on these things today. So, family, y'all come on in. This your first time watching your boy, go ahead and like the video, please. If this topic interests you after the video over, I would say share it. You know, it's kind of crazy to ask people to share a video before they actually see it. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, if this your first time, man, I'm T-Love, man. Mr. T-Love, TLuvtalks, T-Love Pod World. Let me cut this theme music down, fam. All right, family. So make sure we get a mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. All right, family. So we got to get into this, and if you like, matter of fact, go ahead while you sitting right there where you at, because this gonna be a good one. We gotta have an extensive conversation about this DWade situation, man, and his son, Zion+Wade, man. It's a lot of, matter of fact, go ahead and get your blunt. I'm smoking backwoods, or not. But, man, Gabrielle Union, hey, the current wife of DWade, recently was just seen on social media with DWade's son. So I'm sure I don't know if everybody caught this story. It's kind of starting to catch a little wind, but we're going to talk about this today, y'all. Oh yeah, and happy 420 to everybody out there that participated in that so eventful holiday. One of my favorites by far in the Western world. You know, I don't celebrate many, but I do celebrate that one, you know. Of course, that's just my red pill thinking, you know. Anyway, let's go into a little history first of all, y'all, because I want to take y'all back a little bit, you feel me, while I'm putting together this treat over here. I want to take y'all back a little bit, because I don't know if y'all remember, but it was an interview back in, let me see, I got notes, y'all. It was an interview back in, we're looking at 2012. Y'all can go pull this interview up. It was with a young lady, Kenyatta TV. On this interview, this young lady interviewed DWade's now ex-wife, SioVaughn Wade. If y'all ain't seen that, man, y'all need to go back and check that out, because it was some very, it was some very interesting things in that particular interview. And a lot of people might have missed it. But in that interview, SioVaughn talks about, and this is DWade's ex-wife, his first baby mama, whatever, had 2 sons by him. She revealed some interesting things in that interview, y'all. And one thing that she revealed in that interview that I thought was very interesting is that back then, when this relationship with Gabrielle Union took place or was taking place, she felt like that was going to have a negative effect on her younger son. Because she said she felt like Gabrielle's influence or whatnot, or should I not say influence, but Gabrielle's, I guess whatever Gabrielle was saying, like directly affecting DWade's children. So, something else that she said that a lot of people probably didn't know, and let me get my notes out, y'all, because I've been on. I had to prepare for this one, man. This shit, y'all bear with me right here. This gonna be a good show, man. Y'all go ahead and like the video. If this your first time watching your boy, go ahead and pull your backwood out too, so you can roll up like I'm doing. Cause I ain't gonna be able to tell you the whole story until I get done rolling up. And who knows, I may even edit all of this out of the video. So nah. Alright. It won't take me long to roll up, y'all. I am a professional in all that I do. Alright, now let me just get a lighter and we finna get this conversation going. Why I don't have a lighter handy, which I usually have a slew of them on deck. Give me a second, y'all. All right, boom. Okay, we back. All right, let's get into this conversation, y'all. I apologize for being rude. But we got to talk about this, though. DWade, 11-year-old son, has come out. Okay? Zion Wade. Interesting facts about this story when I was doing my research on this. Let's go back to the baby mama. Baby mama, SioVaughn Wade, that was DWade high school sweetheart. I'm going to just give y'all a little background on this, right? DWade's high school sweetheart, her mom actually took DWade in when he was a teenager. So I don't know if y'all actually know this. So just to paint a picture a little bit, you got teenagers growing up in, probably DWade, I would say probably poverty-stricken area. Apparently DWade pops was abusing him and his sister. This is how DWade wound up on the porch of Miss SioVaughn's porch. Her mom's porch, rather. The way the story goes is DWade was being abused at home. So, he asked to stay with this young lady's mom. They were young, 14, 15 years old when this happened. I'm not going to throw exact age out there, but apparently it was, real young at the time. DWade didn't have much of anything. 2 garbage bags he had with him when he came to her front door. And that's how basically his upper teenage years started in that kind of position. Of course, DWade and this young lady's relationship grew. I mean, you staying with her mom. Y'all probably having unprotected sex whenever she come home from college, because she was away at college when DWade went to the house. So, I'm pretty sure after that, but they stayed focused though. She actually had DWade's first child. What else? So happy family. So far, so good. Fast forward, y'all. DWade gets into the draft. Apparently his baby mama didn't want him to go into the draft. He did go into the draft. Wound up getting selected, as we all know, to the Miami Heat. We know DWade's history. 13-time All-Star. We know what he's accomplished, okay? But that's not what this is about today. This conversation is about Zion. But I'm trying to give you a little background on DWade's history so that you can kind of understand where I'm going with this. Okay. So apparently, y'all, I'm painting the picture for you, right? DWade is now an NBA star, right? His wife that he got from, Chicago, whatever, single parent home. Mom did a good job though. I mean, she took him in. I mean, but again, you got an aspect of a single parent home, probably young kids at an early age being very promiscuous, having sex in this lady's house. But I'm just painting a picture for you, keeping it real, right? So his loyalty, he grows up to marry this lady or whatever, have a couple of kids from her. Fast forward today, or not even fast forward today. DWade start getting money, y'all. Okay, DWade is getting money. He's in the NBA now. His wife is a humble, kind of a submissive woman from all the reports of what everybody been saying. Even the interview I seen, she seemed pretty mild. You never know what some of these women are. I'm always thinking red pill. She could have been an evil wench. We don't know that. Nobody knows that apparently. But from what I researched, she seemed pretty like she was a pretty good lady, pretty humble. Where things start going wrong at is when DWade started getting those big deals, those big checks. First year, she said, like the first year, like it started happening, or the next fall or something like that. She would get these calls from DWade when he would be on the road in different places, and DWade basically be cussing her out. Now, this is to her account. DWade would be cussing her out while she on the road, or while he on the road, excuse me. And she's starting to get that energy, like, okay, this man is really like tripping. Now, but before that though, she knew DWade was probably going to be the type of man who would have multiple women, because I left this part out. DWade did cheat on her in college, and she found out about that, and she stayed with DWade. They was already married at the time. But any humble, submissive woman from back in the day, I mean, they probably would suck that up, with their man and actually suck that up or whatever and stay with their man. I mean, nowadays, a lot of women don't want to do that. They don't want to stay with their man or whatever. They, if he have a baby outside, baby on is, but she did. So obviously she had some old school kind of traditions in her mind. She stayed with him. I don't know if that ultimately ruined their relationship, because they say once, I guess you feel like you've been cheated on, that's it. I mean, we know it's red pill. Really, a man can't really cheat, you know what I'm saying? But we'll go into that. Y'all can put that in the question box if you got any questions on that. But a woman definitely, should never be with more than one man. Okay, anyway, all right, go back into this story. So DWade had a virtuous woman, apparently, high school sweetheart. The money changed DWade. DWade even got to a point where he asked SioVaughn to do a paternity test. Now, I think the reason why he asked SioVaughn to do a paternity test, because I've been asked to do a paternity, I asked a girl to do a paternity test too. And the advice I got from my OG was, it'll buy you some time. That's why you do a paternity test. So I think that's probably what DWade lawyers advised him to do, even though it probably wasn't the best move, because, I mean, clearly you could see his son look just like his behind. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I mean, he did it. So what? Okay, whatever. He bought him some time. To kind of go into the details of the case, though, y'all, the power and the money that DWade had when his marriage started going south, and his wife, I guess she was feeling like, I'm going to stick with my man, but she said it even got to a point where she got a call from DWade, and DWade had said some shit like, you could go back to your mama house. He said, you're going to wind up back at your mama house, etc., etc. So I guess at that point, she kind of felt like it was over to her account, kind of felt like it really fell to the wayside, but she still stuck it out though. So after he cheated, or we're not going to say cheated, after he was with another woman in college, she stayed with him. after he told her that he gonna send her back to her mama's house if she don't straighten up. She still stayed with him. But at some point in this process, DWade met, let me see what year this was, he met Gabrielle Union. So DWade starts dating Gabrielle Union in 2009. So he was still married at that time. I don't think his marriage ended officially at about 2010. He started dating Gab. Keep in mind, Gabrielle Union is 9 years older than DWade, so she's definitely cougarish. They actually broke up in 2013. Apparently, they said DWade had a baby on Gabrielle when they broke up in 2013, but he got back with her. They got engaged and got married. All right, so that would have been child number 4 because him and Gab actually did a surrogate, apparently, because Gab was 9 years older than her. Her eggs were probably not where they should have been, so they got a surrogate to have the child for them. All right. Okay, so let's go back here. So let's look at the ex-wife again, okay? The ex-wife said in 2012, it had got so bad to where, so somewhere in between 2009 and 2012, it had got so bad to where she said DWade was cheating with Gab. I guess he wasn't even coming home at some point. She said he was away from the crib for like 3 months at one point. And she started saying this was having a negative effect on her children because DWade was out cheating or whatever. DWade was out doing his thing. She hadn't embraced the fact that she was with an NBA star and that he probably will be doing some superstars type of stuff if he grew up in the type of background that he had with not a lot of structure. She said her mom apparently helped raise him when he was, 16, 17, whatever. But at that point, he had pretty much had been abused for the most earlier part of his life. And, coming in up in a ghetto situation like that, black teens. I talked about that in my R. Kelly video. Go check it out. About how a lot of promiscuous activity was going on between the young black youth back then, okay? So we know that was prevalent, and we know that a lot of our people had issues with that in their past. And those issues don't get fixed, in most cases, especially when you just add on, having sex at too early of an age, not having father figure in place, and then the father figure that is there was abusive. So you have a lot of different things that can come out of backgrounds like this. So that's why we having this conversation today to kind of take a deeper look. We are, looking at, I'm going to get on Zion now. I'm going to get on Zion, and we're going to deal with that, as far as him being so-called gay at 11. We're going to deal with that. But I'm just kind of, pulling y'all in right now so we can kind of look at the bigger picture, because black people, we are being paraded in the media, and this is another example of us being paraded in the media with this whole circus. I call it a circus with DWade's son being at this parade, and pretty much, DWade giving his stamp of approval by, posting some pictures on social media saying, oh, I wish I could be there to see my son smile, and, we have the same, something to the effect of, that they both have pride, basically, without using the gay in the sentence or whatever, to show his approval of what his son is doing. So, first of all, the reports are that people knew, they saying that people knew his son, they kind of speculated that his son was probably gay before this and would have been coming out. So my question is to y'all, what people are speculating that a 11-year-old would have been gay before he turned the age of 11? So you saying you was looking at a 7, 8-year-old little boy when he was coming to the basketball game, shooting the ball around, and was like, oh, he's probably gonna be gay. Look at his booty. Like how do you get that? And like, how do people come out and say that? Because that's like been the media report. So to me, that's just like, I want to throw some compelling things out there because this is just too weird, y'all. This is some weird shit. We gotta talk about this. So you telling me you speculate that this young man is gay before the age of 11. I mean, we all know that when young men are coming into themselves, especially that being around their mothers more at a young, tender age, in this society, DWade probably doing a lot of traveling. I mean, especially you got, this ordeal going on with a divorce, with his mom and dad at an early age. I mean, the child is probably going to act out. It's probably going to be some disapproval there by the child. And you mean to tell me, DWade, you just giving your stamp of approval on this? I need more from DWade. I need like you. So first question would be, Zion. As soon as you heard about this, Gabrielle probably walked in the bedroom one day. He's gay. He's gay, DWade. So first of all, I'd be like, hold up, you tell him to bring his ass in the room. Right, tell him to bring his ass in the room. So first of all, I want to be like, what is gay? Oh, daddy, that's when you, you like dance, and you dance real hard, and then you be in a routine with 2 other guys, and then, you know what I'm saying, y'all break it down, you know what I'm saying? How does an 11-year-old know, or who put that in his head? That would be the next question. Who told you was gay? And like the proper questions have to be asked, man. And I'm like, now in today's society, we're seeing this happen. That's why people are saying this is some type of propaganda, some type of agenda. Because when you look back on this story, and when I look back on it, DWade basically had to go through nothing with his baby mama. I mean, the type of athlete that he was and the type of lawyers that he had. This lady had over 12 different lawyers. SioVaughn, DWade shut all of that down. None of them had no fortitude on this case. DWade shut all of that down. He got custody of his sons, and pretty much this girl was without everything, which she probably should have stayed in school and, got an education. But then again, if he was on the path that he was on and they were having children together and they talked about it, because she said they talked about it and planned having kids. And she went through all the steps to go and get ready, prenatal pills and all of that. So that's another whole story. Y'all get sidetracked. But my point is, going back on, this money too, man. This money change people, man. Money change people. I don't care who you is, man. What you are, it's going to change you some kind of way. And that shit affected DWade's relationship. Whether it was right or wrong for his baby mama to not fully submit to him, that's neither here nor there, because they teach us as red pill, at some point, if you've had a woman that's had a beat up past, 9 times out of 10, she's not going to make a fitting wife. I don't know if she was a virgin before she met Wade, but they were having sex at an early age, and that was kind of being, okayed by another adult that, that didn't have another parental father there to kind of give his stamp on it if it would have been okay. So it's just a crazy background story anyway. But what else y'all need to know about this? So yeah, he kept suing her, kept winning. None of her lawyers prevailed. So I'm thinking, this is me being a conspiracy theorist, and I'm gonna get ready to wrap this video up, y'all. I think DWade had a debt to the powers that be, because the way he handled his ex-wife in those court systems, and with his talent, I feel like they pulled him in to a point to where anything that tried to come against him, he would be able to defeat it. And then look, I mean, go fast forward, he comes with the rings, he's the poster boy, brings LeBron in, they win titles together. None of this happens if DWade baby mama drag him. He's probably be too stressed out to even deal with it if she was pulling his money away. Oh, we're going to have to do a story about Joe Johnson too, because apparently Joe Johnson is fighting to pay his child support. They say he can't afford his child support. I don't know. And they said Joe Johnson made $214 million. I'm getting sidetracked again. We're going to deal with the simpinology, y'all. We're going to deal with the simp. But anyway, back to this story. DWade, I believe, had to pay some debts back to the powers that be. And I believe this would have been a great way to do that, by giving his son up to this new age BS. My opinion. Red pill thinking. That's my, y'all, I mean, come on, man. Like, there's guys out there now, man, they cannot get past the child support. You see R. Kelly, he still had to go through hardcore situation with his. So, you know, had to come up with 160 G's to stay out of jail. So, man, it's just crazy how it's happening now, y'all. The black family is being destroyed over money. There is no unity amongst each other. It feels like we're using each other's plight to, you know, be in a better position, when I feel like the black woman should just be, you know, submitting to her man, and none of these issues ever happen. Because I feel like if this lady never would have, you know, went against the ideal of who this man was, the stature of who he was. And I mean, of course, he could have, you know, if he would have came into the knowledge of the red pill earlier, you know, maybe he never would have chose her to put a child in initially if she had a bad background or whatever. You know, no father there or whatever. So, I don't know, man. It's a lot of foolishness. Then you got Gabrielle Union coming in the picture, you know, and it's like, this lady 9 years older, this man, she come in, his family get broke up over this lady, ultimately, you know. So it could have been, it got broke up before that, but I want to know the family opinions on this, y'all. I had to throw this story out there, and I had to kind of give my view on it. I don't think anybody looked at it like that, like him actually having to pay a debt back to society, because he did have so many legal battles earlier where this girl was trying to fight him, but I mean, she never prevailed, and she didn't get anything. DWade actually got custody of the kids. And now you got, and I mean, you even had the girl saying back then, though, that she felt like, you know, all of this shit would affect her boys, and now it has affected one of their boys, ultimately, as far as I'm concerned, Zion, the youngest one. So, that's my outlook on it, family. I will be posting another video today or tomorrow, so y'all stay on the lookout on my page. Please like the video, share the video. These TLuvtalks are Mr. TLuv telling you to do what you love. But subscribe to the channel, family. We're going to be doing a lot more conversations, and I'm going to be doing a lot more smoking too. So peace and love to y'all. Hey, happy belated 420. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.